everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be going over the offer to purchase and contract. So let's get started. First, we're going to put in the seller's name. And your buyer's names, which again, we're going to use Jane and George. And again, keep them separate and use their full legal names. Next, we're going to put in the street address. All right, and next we're going to move on to the legal description. You can find all this information on at least in North Carolina, on your county's GIS website. So if you type in Wake County, Durham County, Chatham County, and put GIS after it, you'll go to their website and you can find all this information on the website. Usually you just type in the address and it'll bring you right to that address and it'll pull up all the tax information, tax records, deeds, all that kind of stuff. And this is where you can find all this information. I actually also, in Wake County on our MLS, there's a legal description that a lot of the that you're supposed to put in when you put it up for put the listing up on the MLS. The legal description has a lot of information in it as well if you know how to read it. I've actually copied this from a listing, but I changed all the information. So I'm going to put that in and I will tell you how to decipher some of the information. So LO is lot, and it says lot 12. So we know that right here we can just put in 12 right there. This one says block and section. Not all of them have this in the legal description. This one actually does. And this is right here, SE5. So that means section 5. And then the subdivision, meadow. So sometimes it doesn't put the full subdivision name in the legal description. So I'm actually going to put the meadow. Next, it says plat book / slide, and then the pages. And the plat is basically the map of the property, what the shape is, the measurements, all that kind of stuff. So right here where it says BM, that's the book of maps, which would be the plat book. And it already gives you the number there and the page that it's on. 76. The PIN or other identification number, that's a really long number again, and it's just, I couldn't tell you how many numbers are in it, and it's broken up with some spaces. Again, it can be found on the Wake County GIS site or any GIS site, and I recommend you putting this in there because that's just another layer of protection saying, yes, this is the house that we want to purchase. And the deed book and page, this legal description does not have the deed book or page in it. So you would find this on the Wake County GIS site. It'll, right on that website, it'll say deed book and then it'll say deed page. I will actually do another video talking about how to maneuver that, that page and find all the information. So I'll do that for you guys. But right now, again, I'm just going to make up a number and stick those in there. All right, now we're going to move down to purchase price. So we're going to offer, you know, what are your clients going to offer? Put in what they're going to offer for the house. Oops, too many zeros. Then the due diligence fee. How much are your clients going to be giving for due diligence? Usually I recommend my client, you know, right now, the market is so insane, and the date is, what's today's date? June 10th, 2021. The housing market in Raleigh, North Carolina is absolutely insane. And people are offering $10,000 due diligence money. That is not very common. And it stresses me out to do that because if your clients have to walk away for any reason, they lose that money. So your clients have to be extremely positive, sure that they are going to buy this house. Normally, in a normal market, you would offer for a $450,000 house, you would probably offer $550 to $700 for due diligence. It's basically however much you can comfortably lose. I know that sounds ridiculous, but or how much your clients can comfortably lose or walk away from. If during the due diligence period, when they're inspecting it, when they're getting it surveyed, the septic or well checked, if the property has that, if you find issues that come up and you're like, this is not the house for us, and they walk away, that they're okay to say goodbye to. The due diligence fee is also kind of, good faith money telling the seller, we are interested in this property and we, please hold it for us for a month, take it off the market a little bit, don't let anybody see it while we look at this property. So you kind of want to make it worth their while. Like I said, right now is insane. So I don't want to compare it, but in normal times for this amount of house, it would be between $550, $700. So, right, we're going to say we're going to give them $600 due diligence. Earnest money deposit, that's about 1% of the sale price of the property. So, earnest money is what you will almost always get earnest money back unless it's literally the day before closing and you back out of the say, your buyer's back out of the sale of the house, something fell through. Earnest money you normally will always get back. So this one is going to be higher. So we're going to say we're going to give $4,000 earnest money. I know I said 1%, so we can say $450 or $4,500. Sorry. So we'll do that. And I always say personal check. The reason why I say personal check is because one, cash. There's no way I would ever turn over cash to a listing agent. Not that I don't trust them. It's just that things happen, things get lost, and you want a way to track it. Personal check, obviously if it gets lost, you can cancel the check. If something happens to it, you can void it, all that kind of stuff. Official bank check, you can do that. Again, it's like carrying around cash and it just makes me nervous. My last client did that, and which is fine. You can, it's still, again, it just makes me nervous because it's literally like walking around with cash on you. And if you lose that check, you lose that check. There's no way of getting that money back. Wire transfer, not a lot of people do that, but you can. I mean, we're in the age of Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to do wire transfers and your clients are comfortable with it, I don't see any reason why you can't do that. Next, you're going to check, but I always do personal check just because. Next box we're going to check is you're either going to give the personal check or, the earnest and due diligence money with this offer or within 5 days. I always put within 5 days because, everything's electronic now. You're not hand delivering contracts. Some people still do, which is totally fine, but this is all electronic. So I like to give my, self some time to get the money over to them if they do accept this contract. And they might reject your contract. So your clients are writing checks for no reason. You're hand delivering a check for no reason. So I usually say within 5 days. Additional earnest money, you can say this if maybe you didn't do a due diligence fee. Maybe you said, we're going to do an initial earnest money deposit. And then if the house appraises for what it appraises for, or if it passes inspection, then we'll give you more earnest money to tell you, yes, we are definitely very serious about this. Not used a lot, but it has been used. But we're going to leave that blank. The rest of these aren't really used a lot. So I'm not going to go too deep into them. If you have questions and you want to leave them in the comment section, I will answer them. But again, I'm just doing the typical offer to purchase, nothing crazy. This is just straightforward. So we're going to kind of go over those, or not address those, by assumption. I have notes, so again, it's not really used. Building deposit, builders now have their own contracts that you sign. So again, you normally don't submit an offer to purchase to a builder. They usually send you their own contract if it's a new build. Now, unless it's again, no, they would ask you, but I guess you can use it. Anyways, we're just going to gloss over that. Sorry. So we're all set there. So everyone, sorry, was having some technical issues. So back at it. All right, escrow agent. This is going to be, I always like to leave the escrow money with the closing attorney. It's there. I don't have to worry about it. Some firms do hold earnest money, but again, I just like to leave it with the closing attorney. They have it. You don't have to worry about it. So we're going to put that in, and we're going to just say, put obviously the closing attorney's full name and the business that they are with. So we said Bob Smith, and he is with ABC and Associates. All right, moving on, due diligence period. So due diligence is going to start, as soon as this contract is signed by all parties, and it's going to end on what day? So I like to give my clients about 4 weeks for their due diligence. It gives them plenty of time to, order a survey, get the well and septic inspected if the property does have that, get the home inspected. So I like to give them, like I said, 4 weeks. So we're going to have this go till July 5th. And then we're going to settlement, closing day. I don't know why it keeps doing that. The settlement day, so our due diligence end July 5th. I like to do a week after my due diligence ends. Usually by the end of your due diligence, you've already discussed any repairs that need to be made and the sellers are working on it. The week is just kind of to get things tied up, make sure the lender has everything that they need and nothing crazy is happening. So it's just kind of a week of rest and getting ready for the closing. I do not like to put closings on Fridays. Sometimes if you have a late closing, like a 5 o'clock closing on a Friday, that may not get recorded. The deed might not get recorded till Monday. So your clients won't be able to enter into that home and move in that weekend, unfortunately. So I like to do it as early in the week as possible. So for this one, we're going to do a Monday closing. Now, that's not always the case. Yes, there are closings on Friday, but me personally, I don't like to do it unless it's one of like the first ones in the morning. And that, you're not always guaranteed what time it's going to happen. Let's move on. Okay, items leased or not owned. This would be something like why does it keep doing that? This would be something like a satellite dish, a gas tank that's buried underground, a natural gas tank. Not everybody owns those. Sometimes like Suburban Propane, they will still own the gas tank. So you just want to put that in there. This will usually be in the MLS, under agent remarks, but it's always good to double check. And it's not very common. So we're just going to put satellite dish on roof and natural gas tank buried inside yard. Again, be as descriptive as possible when you're putting this stuff in. Next, other items that do not convey. There might be maybe a play set out in the backyard. There might be a boat, an old boat sitting in the woods somewhere. I've seen that. Maybe there's, grandma's chandelier that's in the foyer and they want to take that with them. This will, again, be in the agent remarks. They will tell you what, that the sellers are taking these things, so these things are not part of the sale of the house. So be sure to put that in the contract. Always read the agent remarks, read the full description that the agent has to make sure that you're not missing anything. And write this is where this stuff would go. So we're going to say Grandma's. I'm not going to be able to spell chandelier. I can't spell, you guys. Chandelier. Oh, I did it. Chandelier in foyer. Oh, look at that. And we're going to say boat in backyard. So next, personal property. This would be what your clients are going to ask for. So if you doing the walkthrough and you see they didn't say anything about the washer and dryer and your clients do need a washer and dryer, you could say, you know, we would like the washer and dryer. The refrigerator, I always usually put refrigerator on there because those are things that can be taken or swapped out, and you want to be, again, specific because you don't want to say stainless steel refrigerator and it's not the same one you saw when you showed the house. So you want to be specific. Some agents get real specific and will put the model number of the refrigerator on there if you can see it. Sometimes it's on the side of the door. They'll put, you know, stainless steel refrigerator in kitchen with this model number. People do some crazy stuff and they will walk out. I had one agent where they took the water heater. They just took the water heater. I don't know. People do some weird stuff. You don't have to put that in here, but I usually put washer and dryer if your clients need one. Sometimes a lot of people, they take those with them, so they may come with their own washer and dryer. Some people not. So we're going to put okay, so I like to put stainless steel refrigerator seen during showing, and washer and dryer seen during showing. But again, you can put anything. You can, you know, maybe you do want grandma's chandelier and maybe they'll sell it for a price. Who knows? But, you know, or maybe there's a piece of art that you saw on the wall that you really liked. And you could ask for that too. Don't know if you're necessarily going to get it, but if you really like it, you know, you could ask for it. But it's usually just a refrigerator, or if there's maybe a refrigerator out in the garage or maybe a workbench, you could always put that in there as well. All right, moving on. Okay, so the loan. Does your client need to get a new loan or do they not? Hopefully you will know this information going in. We're going to say that this client does need a new loan, because if not, then you just move on to the next section. But we're going to say that this one does. Now, what kind of loan? FHA, VA, conventional, down payment assistance program. Don't know what that is. Other would maybe be USDA, because they don't have that listed. But we're going to say that our client is just getting a regular conventional loan. And is it fixed rate or adjustable? We're going to say that this is a fixed rate loan. And then the amount of the loan. So how much is your client going to put down? This is a $450,000 house. And we're going to say that our clients are going to put down $50,000. So they're just going to ask for a loan in the amount of $400,000. And term, again, you should have this in the pre-qualification letter. Most offers now require a pre-qualification letter submitted with all offers, so you should already have this information and know what kind of loan they're trying to obtain. So we're going to say this is the 30-year at interest rate. I don't know what interest rates are right now. Let's say 3%. Other property. So this is new, that this is on the revised version. They added some other stuff in here. So other property. Buyer does or does not have to sell or lease their other property in order to buy this one. So we're going to say that this person, we'll just say that they do. They need to sell their other property. So that makes this offer a contingent offer. And for those of you who may not know, when you see on the MLS, you'll see contingent and pending. Pending means that, you know, they don't need to sell another property. It's going through. It's a solid closing. When you see contingent on the MLS, that means that they have a contingent offer. It could fall through. Something could happen. They generally don't, but anything's possible. So that's what it means when you see the difference between pending and contingent. So the other property that our clients have to sell is at 2, 3, 4, Steel Drive in Raleigh. And is your buyer under contract at the time of this offer? So yes or no. If they are, go ahead and check it. If not, that's fine. But this gives the sellers a lot of information so they kind of know where in the process, what's happening, all that kind of good stuff. Check it, if applicable, buyer's other property is not under contract as the date of this offer. Is listed with and actively marketed by a real estate broker. So if it's not under contract, you would click that. If it is, so then they give you the options. Sorry, I am having a really hard time this morning, apparently. Okay, is listed with an actively marketed licensed real estate broker, will be listed and actively, which I had to do this with one of my clients. They had not sold their house yet. They hadn't put on the market because they didn't want to be, again, in this crazy market, no place to live. So I had to put, it will be. As soon as we get an offer that's accepted, we will put ours on the market. So this was one that I was using a lot here lately. Or maybe the buyer is attempting to sell it themselves. So whichever pertains to your situation, check it. So the buyer's other property is not under contract at the date of this offer, but it will be listed. Oh, that's what they're saying. Okay, it's not under contract, but it's actively being listed. Sorry, but it's actively being listed with the real estate broker. We're getting through this together. All right, next we're going to get down to the Residential Property and Owners Association disclosure statement and the Mineral Oil and Gas disclosure, which I like to call MOG, and some people don't like it when I call it that. So residential property owners, this will be again on the MLS or whatever site that you guys get your information from. It's usually in the document section, and you can download this. And I always download it and send it right over with my clients when they're filling out this offer to purchase. It's just good practice to download all the documents that your client needs, right up front. And you can just say, yes, they've already received it. You can say no, maybe the listing agent hasn't uploaded them yet, but they will get them to you. So you can click this one that the buyer has not received them, but they will by the third calendar day following the effective date of this contract. But you should always just, try to click the first box and have it ready for them, unless it's exempt. Exemption would be a new build. If it was newly built and the builder has it on the MLS and you're submitting this and you're not under a builder's contract, you would do this. New construction homes do not require a residential property disclosure. Again, that's another document. I'll go over it another time. But that would be an exemption from that. And condos are exempt from that. Mineral oil and gas rights, again, we're going to say, yes, you've been a good agent and you've already given them along with this. They haven't received it yet, but your clients will get all of this when you send it over for them to sign. Exemption, there's, in my opinion, nothing that's exempt from the North Carolina mineral oil and gas rights. I know that the commission, they kind of changed the guidelines and it's not mandatory on some stuff, but I want to see it on everything. I mean, that's the land that the house was built on. That's the land that the condo was built on. That doesn't change. So I want to see this with everything. I want to see it with vacant land. I want to see it with a new build. I want to see it with residential. I want to see it with commercial property. But obviously, as the buyer's agent, it's not always up to you what the listing agent has done or what paperwork they have their client fill out. So I don't know if I would, if I've ever really checked that box. Okay, seller representation. So this, again, you can find this in the tax records and find out, you pull up the deed, find out how long they've owned the property for. Has the seller owned the property for at least 1 year, less than a year, or that I don't know why they would not own the property. That's a weird one. I've never used that one, so we're just gonna go with for at least 1 year. Lead-based paint, obviously if the house was built prior to 1978, you will have a lead-based paint addendum attached to this contract. You will know that by one, looking at the MLS sheet or finding out when the house was built. And this disclosure should also be with the other documents with the mineral oil and gas rights and the property disclosure. We're going to say that this house does not. It was built after. Assessments. So assessments are, is there a sidewalk going in? Do you know that there is absolutely a sidewalk going in the next 6 months? If so, you would say there are there are sidewalks going in, and you would say sidewalks going in. Usually there are not. Again, you're going to have to do your due diligence as an agent and make sure there aren't any. And usually, again, if the listing agent is a good agent, they will tell you, and it will be in the residential property disclosure, or they'll tell you somewhere in the notes, or I'm assuming that there would be some sort of paperwork stating that there's sidewalks going to be put in. So proposed means that they've thought about it, they want to do it, they're asking around. Confirmed they are going in. This is the date they're going in. They're definitely going in. So again, it's not typical, but it does happen. So just double check. This next section is the HOA. Not every property has an HOA with it. We're going to say this one does. This is going to take a little bit of work on your part. On the residential property disclosure, there will usually be a section that asks for the sellers to put in who the HOA president is, how much the dues are, all that kind of stuff. This is also going to be on the MLS sheet. You'll see a section where it'll talk about the HOA. A lot of times I have to go on the web and type in the name of the association, the HOA management company, and I'll have to get the phone numbers and addresses from there. And again, I'll put the website on here as well. So we're just going to say it's the ABC HOA management company. And the dues are, we're going to say there's $300 a year. And it can be quarterly, annually, biannually. So whatever it says on the paperwork is what you will put. And we're going to say those are annually. Why is it not clicking here? There we go. Annually. Again, I can't spell. Again, who is the name, address, and telephone number of the president of the owners association or the association manager. I usually put all the information. Sometimes they'll give you that information. Sometimes they won't. If I can't find the information, I will just put the ABC HOA management company. I will put their information here. I'll put the address. So they are located at Davis Drive, in Apex, and I have no idea what Apex is. Zip code is, sorry guys. And if there's a phone number associated with it, we're gonna put a phone number. All right. And then the website, I just copy and paste the website, whatever it is. Just have it in there. Again, I'm a stickler for putting something in every line. There may be 2 homeowners associations. I have seen it before. If there are, there's another section to fill it out. Sometimes there's 2 different associations. One's maybe for, like if there's townhomes, maybe they'll have like a pool and a recreation area, and that's maybe separate to the golf course, if there's a golf course associated with it, or so there might be 2 different HOAs that they can be a part of. So this would be a spot to put the other one. All right, scrolling down. Deeds, taxes, and fees. This is, you are going to put the full legal name of your clients, who's the deed going to be made out to. So this is Jane and George Jetson. Oh, no. Oop. I didn't follow my own advice. So, Jane Jetson and George Jetson. Again, keep them separate. Don't do what I just did. And agreement to pay buyer's expenses. This is closing costs. So, let's say, again, in a normal market, because apparently nobody's asking for closing costs right now. Let's say you walk in and the carpet is destroyed. It needs paint. Maybe the air conditioner isn't working very well and you know you're going to have to fix it, or yeah, there could be a bunch of different reasons. You could ask for nothing at closing. You could walk in and be like, the house is perfect. We don't need to change anything. Nothing needs to be fixed. We're good to go. You would put 0 there. Or again, you might want like a carpet allowance, or maybe, you know, you need some help with closing costs. So that's going to be agreed upon. Normally, in a normal situation, you could ask for, you know, $1,500, $2,000 in closing costs. If there's, sometimes what will happen is during negotiations, during the due diligence period, if the sellers don't want to make any repairs, they don't want to replace the carpet, or they don't want to fix something, they'll say, you know what, we'll just give you the money at closing and you can take care of it yourself. So that's where this would go in. So we're going to say, we're going to ask for $2,000 at closing because we want to replace the carpet. All right, next, home warranty. Some properties come with a home warranty. Some sellers, again, if it's an older house, will have a home warranty that they will give to the new buyers. They'll purchase it. Others won't, and that's fine. So this one, the first one is no home warranty is to be provided. So the seller said, no, the house is good. It doesn't need a home warranty. This one is buyers may obtain a 1-year home warranty at a cost not to exceed. And usually, like I said in one of my other videos, the home warranties can be between $450 to $650. $500 is usually a really good home warranty. So we're going to put in $500. Which includes that the seller agrees to pay for it at closing. So you're asking, this is just another thing, it's a negotiation. You're asking your seller, hey, it's an older home. We would like you to purchase a home warranty for us. They may agree to it, they may not, but you can ask for it. Or the seller has obtained and will, so this last one is the seller has already obtained a home warranty. They know that it's an older home and they're giving you a home warranty with the home. So who are they? You know, this would be the name of the home warranty company that they're getting it from. Oh boy, I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me because I can't think of a home warranty company, and I'm not going to promote anyone right now. So we're just going to say ABC Warranty. And at a cost of, they're going to buy one for $500. So you would put that there. So it's just one or the other. It's just one of these. You wouldn't do both of them, but that's what you would put in either one of those instances. And then be sure to check the box as to which one it is. Possession. Again, these are not boxes that you use all the time. The first one is a buyer possesses before closing. So maybe we have already sold our home. Maybe it's a vacant home. We've already sold ours and we have to be out 2 weeks before we close on this house. You can ask and say, hey, can we move in? that's perfectly fine. Again, it's another negotiation tool, and you could check that box. A seller possession after closing. Maybe the seller, they know that they're going to, this is happening a lot right now. I know this is on a lot of contracts where the sellers will, their house is on the market for 3 days. They sell it and they are in the same position as everyone else now. They have to go find a house to live in. And they know that they're not going to find one in a month because, the market's insane right now. So they're going to still be in the house after closing. So this would be an instance where you would check that box. Possession is subject to the right of the tenants. So this would be if it's being rented out by a tenant right now. So if this person has this property or has this house as maybe rental property, they have tenants in it, and you're negotiating, whether or not they're going to stay or you're going to move in or you're going to take it over as rental property, this is where this box would come in. Again, I don't use these a lot, but right now, or I don't know if I've ever used these on any of my deals, but I will say seller possession after closing is very common right now. So next is the addendas. So there could be a bunch. Additional provisions addendum, and I will go through all of these in other videos. I'll do one video for each of them. I'll just briefly go over them. Additional provisions, additional signatures. Maybe there's a trust account and there's 8 people on the trust account, so you just need to have everybody's signature on it, agreeing to everything that's happening in this deal. Backup contract addendum. If you know that there's already been an offer submitted on a property, but you want to submit a backup offer, you would click that and put the backup offer addendum attached to this offer to purchase. FHA VA financing addendum. This is one that's used quite a bit. If your client is getting an FHA loan or a VA loan, you're going to need to check this box and submit the FHA VA financing addendum along with this offer. Again, lead-based paint. That's one that's used fairly often. If it's pre-1978, you're going to attach the lead-based paint addendum is going to be with this offer. Loan assumption, I don't know how often this is used. I've never used it, but if you're going to assume the loan on the property, obviously this would be, you would check that. New construction addendum, again, don't really use it. New construction builders have their own contracts, so you probably wouldn't use any of these addendums. Not saying that you wouldn't ever use them. I'm just saying not very often. Owners Association disclosure and condominium resale statement addendum. Again, that's for condos. Seller financing addendum. If the seller decides to finance the home for you, you would attach that. Short sale addendum. Again, if the house is a short sale, you would attach this addendum and fill that out. Vacation rental addendum. Again, if your client is putting an offer in on a vacation rental, again, we'll go over all those. But on this side, they're not used that often. These on this side are used more often, these addendums. Identify other attorney or party drafted addenda. Let's say right now, I think one that's real popular but not too popular with attorneys is the waiver of the appraisal waiver, meaning, if the house doesn't appraise, we will pay, X amount of dollars to cover the cost. If for whatever reason your client wants to add something extra to it or, to this offer or write up their own addenda, that's where you would attach it. Not used that often, but it is used on occasion. All right, scrolling down. Again, this is where your client signed. This is them signing. So you're going to put the date, and they're going to sign there, and you're going to put the date. Put the date in always. This is the buyer side. This is the seller side. So you don't have to do anything with the seller side, but focus on the buyer side. Again, if it's a business that's purchasing this home, you want to put the business name in. So ABC Construction is buying this home, LLC, and you want to put the name of the person that is signing this, and we're going to say it's Dan Williams. And what's his title? Is he the president, the CEO? Is he a managing member of the LLC? You need his title. Well, number. And then, of course, the date. But again, this is only if a business is buying this property that you would fill that out. Down, we're going to put the your client's address. So their address is 123 Milky Way, Mars, and Milky Way Galaxy. Wow. You know, I was trying to be cute, but it's just outer space. Jeez. Fax. Not too many people have faxes anymore, so if they have a fax, you can put that in there. But the buyer's email, we're just going to put Jane's email. Just one of the emails is fine. Fake mail. If you have the seller's address, go ahead and put that in there. Again, you can find that out through tax records, and you'll know if it's still, if the owners are still living there. So you can put their address in too. And I forgot what was this one on Main Street? 615. And you most likely won't have their email address, so don't worry about it. Selling firm name, that would be you. So I work at the NC Estate Firm, LLC, and I am the buyer's agent. And the mailing address, you would put the mailing address of your firm. And individual selling agent, that would be you. You got to put your name in there so they know who you're dealing with. And selling agent, you got to put in your license number. I will not put in my phone number. I do not have a fax because I live in 2021. So, and my email. All right, and then on the other side, you want to put in the listing firm. Who is the listing agent? Again, on the MLS, this information is all at the very, very bottom of our MLS stuff, and you can click on the agent's name, you can find their license number, all that kind of stuff. It's all right there, but please fill it in. It's just very helpful to know who the agent is, who they're working for, what they're like. I mean, this is a legal contract. You need to put in all this information. Please don't skip over this. So it's ABC Realty, and it's the seller's agent, and their firm license number is sure. Mailing address. Everybody lives on Main Street. I don't know Apex's zip code. Sorry, guys. Anybody's from Apex out there? If there's another, let's say it is Sally Warner. Maybe that's too many R's for Warner. All right, then find out their license number, their phone number. It's always important. Put in all their information. Again, fax, I mean, come on. All right, that is it. The next page you will not fill out until after the contract has been accepted. So this will be blank. When you send this over to the listing agent, this will be blank. What I do is I specifically print this out and I bring it with me when I am dropping off due diligence checks and earnest money. I want that person to acknowledge that I personally handed them that check, and they have it in hand and they sign that they did, because once it's out of my hand, I have no control over it. So I want that paper signed. I don't want to say, oh, I'll send you the paperwork later, and then them lose it and say, oh, you never sent it to me. That can get you in a lot of trouble. So I always print this sheet out. I always carry it with me when I'm delivering the checks. So you're always so the seller is Fred Flintstone and Wilma Flintstone, and the buyer is again, I forgot where we were buying this property, but we're just going to put Main Street again. And don't forget, check the box, put the date and the firm name, whoever this is going to be filled out by the listing agent. So they're going to put their firm name. So it would be ABC Realty. You can fill it out for them ahead of time if you know Sally. What did I say her name was? Sally Warner. She'll sign there, date it. Again, so this would be the listing agent acknowledges receipt of due diligence. So if you give it to the listing agent, they will sign here. If for whatever reason you end up meeting up with the actual seller and you give it to them, you can have them sign there. The listing agent should have their sellers sign this document saying that they got it as well. That would just cover them as well, and in case the sellers ever came back and said, I never got that check. The listing agent can say, yeah, you did. And then in the next part, the closing attorney or whoever's holding the earnest money, they will sign on this section right here. And again, if there's additional earnest money, they'll sign there as well. Now, I will say this. There are dotted lines you will see on this last page. Do not cut this page ever. This is a contract. If you cut any part of this page, you are removing what this earnest money is going, is connected to. Up here is where all the pertinent information is, and if you cut off any of this, you're destroying a contract. Like this is a whole page. This never needs to be cut. I have seen this done so many times and it drives me insane. We all have phones. Take a picture of it and turn it into a PDF. There's an app called Cam Scanner on the Cam Scanner, and turn it into a PDF and send it to whoever, if somebody's like, oh, I need a copy, just take a picture of it. Take a picture of it. Don't cut this contract. Don't cut this page. I don't understand when people do that sometimes. It drives me insane. I know we see dotted line. We've known since we were kindergartners, like dotted line, you gotta cut it. Don't cut this page. Leave it. Drives me crazy. So again, that's it. That's offer to purchase. If you guys have any questions, again, leave comments in the comment section. I know I can talk fast sometimes. I apologize. Yeah, just let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.